Willits is our town. Always has been, and always will be. Like any other town, it changes just a little bit from time to time. So we're here to let you know some of the things that are going on in your town.
Hi there, I'm Shari Williams-Andrews, your host for This Week in Willits, where we always learn more about our town and its recent and upcoming events. It probably seemed more like winter than spring during the month of May, but Willits residents got a break in the weather just long enough to have their annual Mayday and Spring Festival at the Willits City Park. Look carefully and you might recognize some of your friends and neighbors. Next up, the Willits Healthy Action Team, otherwise known as WHAT, held their first walk of the year on May 28th. It was a soggy promenade for die-hard walkers and their pets. Nevertheless, our cameras were there to capture the action. WHAT co-founder Jed Diamond explains the importance of walking as part of a healthy lifestyle, whether rain or shine. Finally, the sun came out for the 30th annual car show and community festival held at Recreation Grove. The event was presented by the Willits Chamber of Commerce. A portion of the proceeds for the event benefited the Cancer Resource Center of Mendocino County. Okay, now let's go to the park for the Maypole Festival.
Well, it's really great to have the 10th Willits Walk for Health that happened today, May 28th, 2011. And the walks really began 3.5 years ago as an idea to get the community healthier. And we put together an organization called the Willits Healthy Action Team. The acronym is WHAT. And what we wanted to do was really recognize that the health of a community really rises and falls with the health of the children as well as the adults in the community. So the walk was designed around 10,000 steps, and the 10,000 step concept was really developed in the 1960s in Japan as a way to recognize that if you walk 10,000 steps, which is about 5 miles, you really improve your health in hundreds of different ways. And so when we laid out our route, we wanted to connect the various schools in Willits so we could encourage kids to walk. We wanted it to include the downtown section so we could include the business community, the neighborhoods. We wanted it to be both the north side of town and the south side of town. We wanted it to be on both sides of Highway 20, on the east side and the west side. So in other words, we really wanted the walk to take us through the entire community. And now the walks have really become a community event. People come not only from all over Willits, but from all over Mendocino County and actually surrounding counties. We've had people from Sonoma County, we've had people from Humboldt, and many people have come year after year. So it's become a family tradition. We'll have whole families. In fact, this walk today, I was looking at the registrations, had a number of families with mom and dad and the kids and grandma and grandpa. A lot of pets. We include well-behaved pets on leashes, and people bring their pets out, and they enjoy the walk as much as everybody. And so each one is a little bit different. We focus on different health aspects with each one of the walks. This one was in support of the Cancer Resource Center in Mendocino County, so we had a booth where they described the good work that they do in helping people who are impacted by cancer. We know, for instance, that walking, you don't necessarily think of a connection between cancer and walking, but we know that people who walk more, who are healthier, really lower their cancer risk as well as risk of heart disease and other other problems that people have health-wise. The other thing that this walk was in conjunction with is the 30th annual car show and Willits Community Festival. So even with the rain, what we tell people is, we walk rain or shine. It's kind of like life, right? That life happens sometimes when we have rainy things in our lives as well as sunshiny things. So I commented to one of the helpers on the walk was that this to me kind of says a lot of what we see going on in the environment of global changes in weather patterns. I think really are impacting us. A year ago we walked in conjunction with the organization 350.org, which is recognizing the effect of climate change in the environment. That organization is working worldwide to bring the CO2 levels and other greenhouse gases down to a level that isn't going to affect the weather in strange ways. Here we are the end of May and it's raining. That's unusual. Storms in the Midwest, that's unusual. I mean, all of these things that we kind of think of as acts of God, we're starting to recognize may in fact be caused by the things that we're putting into the environment. So the whole idea is to not only walk for our own health, but to bring a greater awareness of our connection to the community, a greater awareness of our connection to the entire planet. And we'll do another walk in October. We do them now a couple of times a year. We'll kind of tie it into some other community events. For instance, this walk we did in conjunction with the Rotary as well, and the local Rotary Club in Willits were one of the sponsors of the last walk, and they helped fund and create the 1,000-step permanent markers that are now along the 10,000-step routes that have the map, which you see in back of me here, and an indication of where you are on the walk. And so now we have these permanent signs. We're working with the Rotary clubs and other organizations to develop other walks that would tie in with the 10,000-step walk. We think of this as not just a physical center of town walk through Willits, but also a symbolic center, in that we hope to have other spurs that would take people, on extended walks up into brook trails and back, along the railway right-of-way. We're starting to develop some ideas to connect along the whole railway corridor. There's a group in Healdsburg that have developed part of the downtown Healdsburg as a multi-service trail for bicyclists and walkers. Ukiah is planning to do something similar in Ukiah, and we're hoping to do something here in Willits. And then, think of this, the idea that sometime in the future we might then fill in the gaps of those three communities and eventually have a multi-service trail along the railway right-of-way where the trains used to run, maybe will run again, but to be able to walk and ride your bicycle from Willits to Ukiah to Healdsburg. To me, that would be a very exciting thing to, get us out more and have us walking. So there's so many community people that, have been involved. The Willits Chamber of Commerce, I mentioned the Rotary, the kids from the high school. It's become an event for them, that they started out as some helpers that on their own they decided part of what their helping would be at each of the 1,000 steps. They would mark off the tags of the walkers to indicate you've made it another 1,000 steps. Well, they became cheerleaders. They were out today in the rain. They'll be particularly, I think, cheerful to the walkers that were intrepid enough to come out on a rainy day to do the walk. But as I say, life is like that. We walk when whatever the weather in our lives, and we invite the community to participate in the walks, to get involved with the walks. If anybody in the community would like to contact me, said our organization is called the Willits Healthy Action Team, a volunteer organization, and they can call me on my phone, 459-5505 here in Willits, and we'll be glad to get you involved for one of the future walks. So thank you. I hope to see you in the future.
That was our latest episode of This Week in Willits. The individual segments of this program were produced by local filmmakers. You don't have to be a film pro to contribute to This Week in Willits. Contact us with your ideas and find out how you or your organization can be a part of our next program. I'm Shari. We'll see you again next time.
So that's about it for now. Things are happening in Willits, as they always are, and things are changing, as they always do. Yet it's still the same familiar hometown we've all come to know and appreciate for what it is. We'd like to know what's happening with you, with your families, and the organizations which would not exist without your efforts and support. So give us a call at 459-2528 and let us know what's going on with you. Maybe you'll be a part of our next story. Keep tuned and join us next time to see what's happening this week in Willits.